Hey guys, I got a message for y'all. I'm in the laundromat, so if it's too loud, I apologize, but I really want to get this message out because I just discovered something and I wanted to share something with y'all. You know, my accounts are based on healing, right? Spirituality. So I have to be real, right? And I know that there's a lot of people who follow me who suffer from mental illness, and I'm here to let you know that it is not always a brain thing when it comes to mental illness. It is a spiritual thing, right? And when you are suffering with mental illness, a lot of times you'll have delusions. A lot of times you're going to hear voices that are telling you to do demonic things to people and to yourself. So I've been through this before. Some of you know that the uncle that lives with me, or we live together, we own the house together, is schizophrenic, and I have dealt with a lot of attacks from him. You know, destroying my stuff. Once upon a time, I was able to leave my bedroom unlocked until he literally cut up my bed. This was during the pandemic that he did this, and I started to put a lock on my door in 2020. And since then, he's moved downstairs, so I have the whole apartment upstairs. He has his own apartment downstairs, but he still comes upstairs sometimes to my apartment to put something in the freezer, to check the heat, because the heat is controlled from my apartment. But anyway, I started this new part-time job and I have to wear a uniform. So I said, oh man, I have a whole 8-day week coming ahead. I go back to work tomorrow and I'll be working 8 days straight. So I said, let me wash my work clothes. And I always check my clothes. When I go to work, I make sure I look appropriate. I put makeup on, my hair is on point. Like, I'm one of those people, when I come home, I check my uniform. There was nothing wrong with my uniform when I left work last week. I wash my clothes, and when I go to put my clothes in the dryer, I notice something. These are my work pants. I noticed there is a rip. So I said, oh my God, did I leave my pocket knife in my clothing or something? So I'm looking in the washing machine. I go through my other 2 washing machines. There's no rips. Then I find one of my sweaters with the same strategic cutting. Then I go to look at my work. I have a work jacket because I have to work outside sometimes. So the job has given me an insulated jacket to wear. That is cut in the same strategic way. Last night, I put my dirty clothes in my shopping cart, which is in the hallway. He has access to that hallway, the uncle speaking. This man, this psychotic man, who's schizophrenic, who's not on medication, he cut my clothes. He went into my laundry bag and he cut my clothes. And he's done this before in the past. I've also experienced this cutting of my clothing with my ex-narc best friend, who was a narcissistic sociopath. I remember we were on vacation together and he went in my suitcase, and the clothes that he had purchased for me while we were on this trip, he cut strategic holes just like that. And looking at these holes, it really brought me back to those days where my things were being vandalized. From my uncle, from my narc grandmother, from my narcissistic, sociopathic ex-best friend. I need y'all to be very careful. When you're around people who are suffering mental illness, I don't care if they are your children, your sibling, your co-workers, your best friend, you can't trust them with your possessions. You can't trust them with your clothes, your car, your children. Any possessions, photos, anything that means something to you, you cannot trust them with these items. You cannot trust someone who is hearing voices telling them to do demonic things. And a lot of people, they don't want to accept that when they're dealing with mental illness, most likely is a spiritual possession. God wouldn't tell you to do demonic things like cutting people's clothes and cutting their bed and putting bugs and dirt in their bathtub, all kind of stuff I've been through, crazy stuff. That's demonic. You know, but in society, they want to tell people who have mental illnesses that they're geniuses and they're this and they're that and they're magical. That might be true, but there are also these entities controlling those individuals. Be very careful with these people, guys. Do not trust them just because you love them. Do not trust them just because they're family and they're friends or they're your lover. You will have money missing. You will have items destroyed. You will have your children harmed. You cannot trust these individuals. I just saw a case of a woman who, a sister of hers was schizophrenic, and she trusted her sister to watch her children. Her 1-year-old baby was essayed by her sister with schizophrenia. I understand you can love these people, you can treat them well, but when they're not seeking treatment, when they're not seeking spiritual treatment, when they're not seeking medication or professional help, you should expect bad things to happen. I thought my dirty clothes in the hallway would be safe, but it's not. So now I gotta run out today and find new work pants. They won't give me another jacket at work. It's a brand new jacket. I've only been at this job for a week. This is my second week I'm going into. And the jacket is expensive, so I'm not gonna purchase another jacket. Thank God my parents taught me how to sew. So I'm going to try to sew the hole in my jacket. I'm not going to show my jacket on camera because, you know, then you'll figure out where I work at. It has a logo on it. The guy I'm dating, he did offer to pay for the jacket to be done at the cleaners, but I don't have time to get it done at the cleaners because I have an 8-week work week coming up. Starting tomorrow. So I'm not gonna have time to bring it to the cleaners and go pick it up. But yes, guys, these are the things that you're gonna deal with when you're dealing with people who are narcissistic, who are dealing with a severe mental illness. They're going to destroy your shit. They're going to ruin things that are important to you. They're gonna hear voices telling them to ruin things that are valuable to you. Do not keep anyone or anything around these individuals that are valuable to you. All right? Sorry if you're dealing with mental illness and you're hearing voices and you don't like this message. It's the truth. People cannot trust you. They can't. You can't trust yourself if you're not getting spiritual or mental help. God bless. Be safe out there, guys, because these people are not safe to be around, and because of the energy shift, you're going to see a lot more attacks. You're going to see a lot of things happening. You're going to have more spiritual attacks like this, okay? That manifest in the physical. All right, don't forget to donate, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to tell me your stories below, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless.